Hello everyone, how are you today? It's Kay. So this is the 26th of February 2022 on Saturday. So I hope you're having a great weekend today. So yeah, I just finished the KTS class. So let me get ready to start the live stream today. So how was your trades in the month of February? I think this is a good timing to look back on trades in the month of February so that you can see your losing patterns, winning patterns, and the way to improve your trades. And in today's live stream, I'm gonna show you my trade, all my trades in the month of February I took. I have the spreadsheet. So I will share the spreadsheet and also some screenshot of my trades, and I will discuss how many trades and what kind of trades I took in the month of February. So let's get this going. I thought that this is a good idea to share my trades because recently I have been talking about the patterns and Ichimoku 5 lines, time cycles, and wave analysis, and some other techniques. But I realized myself that it's more important to show my real trades, so that you can actually learn from my own trades, and not only learn on the paper, but also you can learn on these practical examples. I thought that's much better. And as a pro trader, as a full-time trader myself, I think this is more reasonable to talk about my trades. So one thing I decided from now on is to share my trades every month end, so that you can look back my trades and also you can learn from my trades. So I will share my February performance in spreadsheet, and that's going to be my topic for today. Okay, so but before doing that, how was your trades? Let me take a vote. There's a vote function. Create the poll, and let me ask. So let's see. How was your February trade? And let's put yes or no question. Maybe good. Let's say very good, and good, and bad, and very bad. Okay, so let me put 4 options, and you will see this on the chat. So let me click ask your community, and there we go. Okay, so all right, I think it will come soon. Okay, there we go. So I created a poll. How was your February trade? Very good, good, or bad or very bad? If you can vote, that will be good. That will be very interesting. So in the meantime, let me start the live. So let me switch the screen. There we go. And before starting, as usual, as a disclaimer, this information today is all based on my own experience knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk. And also, since this is a live stream, if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. Because after all, we're all here to learn. Okay, so now I see your comment. Thank you for joining, everyone. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great weekend right now. So let's see. All right, Lukman, Benedict, Dirk, Mahardika, Adam Won, and James, good to see you. Thank you for joining, everyone. Alex, thanks for joining too. Good to see you. All right, Adam Sims, good to see you too. Leanne, and Melanie, good to see you. Thank you for joining as well. And Golam, and Paltar, and Ajit, M, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Mahadeo and Chris J Lee, good to see you too. Marwan, Forex Tester, and Aditya, William, and good to see you. Thank you for joining also. Okay, so yeah, the market has been crazy this week and last week too. The market has been volatile. It has been very choppy also. So yeah, there was a very tricky market. And also next week, since this is the first week of the month, we have many big news in the market. So I expect this week, or actually next week technically, from Monday onwards, next week is going to be also rough. Especially due to what's happening between Russia and Ukraine, I think the market will also be spiky. So we have to be careful for the news and have to have a good risk management to really keep ourselves alive in the market. Okay, so yeah, so once again I took the vote. How was your favorite trade? Very good, good, bad, very bad. So please vote. Feel free to vote, and I will look back the result afterwards. Okay, in the meantime, let me see. Katarina, good to see you. And Marian, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Larry, Genkis, good to see you. And thank you for joining my Ichimoku community. So after you join, please come to my website. Please come to my website, hover over services, Ichimoku community, and how to join. Please click on how to join and follow the 3 simple steps to get all the perks in my Ichimoku Discord group. So yeah, but once again, thank you for joining, Leori, and stay gold. So there are actually a couple of projects in the Ichimoku community too. So yeah, it's all exciting to see something happened newly in any of these areas. Leanne says, my favorite is break even, miss so many chances, but I learned so many things. Okay. All right, break even. Okay, that's good, that's good. Break even is already good because most of the traders are losing. So you have to know that the break even is already good, very good. Okay, gold big wick. Yeah, gold went up all the way, and on Thursday, Friday, it went all the way down. So that was very tricky too. Yep. Okay, SK says very bad. And okay, William says very bad. Marvin says very bad. Okay, almost everybody says very bad. Okay. Let's see, SK says very bad. Adrian says, hi K, when will the next group of 5 GTS program? Oh, it's going to be in April. Next one is in April. That starts up to 5 members. And now there's only 1 seat available. So if you're interested, please let me know by email. Then I can give you all the other details. All right, Martin, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Good to see you too. All right, Vitaya, good evening. Thank you for joining. Ed, good to see you too. All right, James, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Okay, Katarina says, I didn't trade in February. Cryptocurrency market was down and I was not confident. Yeah, cryptos are going down. And I also watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually going bearish. And it's going to support level. So yeah, it's dropping down right now. Al-Harith says very, very, very bad. Okay. And Motosi says also very bad for me so far. Okay. Yeah, so okay, so let me end the poll and see what kind of percentages we can find. Let me click end the poll and let's check the result. Okay, so we got 40 votes and good 34%, bad 32%, very good 20%, very bad 12%. So looks like it's almost like break even. If you add good and very good, it's 54%. So slightly more than 50% traders in this community are either doing good or very bad, and bad, very bad together was 44%. So I would say it's almost like break even. So, but in the comment, I see very bad comment, many. So I think that's kind of interesting. For me, it was okay. I did fairly enough, very good trades. So let me share my spreadsheet. Okay, so here is my spreadsheet in the month of February. And let me enlarge. Okay, can you see the screen? Can you see the spreadsheet here? Okay, and let me scroll down. So I took, in the month of February, I took 8 trades. And yeah, one of the trades were actually done on the live stream. It was Euro AUD. We took the trade together, and it was it was in Euro, so Pound AUD. Pound AUD. I took the trade on my special live stream, and it was ended with a loss, 23 pips of loss. And but the other trades I did so well on the last part of February. Since 23rd, I had 55 pips of profit on Euro AUD and 129 and 121 pips on Pound USD. And the other ones are losses and break-evens. So I had a big wave captured on the 23rd, 24th. And these were my trades. So I think, market were very active towards the end of February. And you can see this in my spreadsheet also. So yeah, the first one I took was Pound CAD. It was done on the 3rd February, and that was ended with a break-even. So I started with a break-even trade on the month of February. And the next one, Euro AUD, I took on the 4th of February, and that was in the profit, 23 and 39 pips. So that was in profit. But since 9th of February, since the 9th until the 22nd, I had the break-even trades and losses. So that was my struggle. Until 22nd February, I was technically losing overall in the month of February. And in the 23rd, 24th, I was doing well on Euro AUD, Pound USD. And the last trade I took was yesterday. I took Pound AUD, but it ended with a break-even, and I have no position over the weekend right now. So this is the rough sketch of my performance. And also, my win rate was 43.75%, and my max drawdown per trade was 0.65, and my profit factor was 7.3. So that was good month. I think my return was more than 10%. It was maybe around a 15%. Hold on, let me refer to my memo, which I posted on this Discord. So yeah, so this is an initial trade I took on the 3rd of February, Pound CAD buy. I took the buy because 2-hour chart, 1-hour chart were up, and it was about to break the resistance level. And in the resistance level, I don't mind taking a buy before the breakout because Kumo was up in both time frames. And Senko Span B was up, Senko Span A up, Kijun Sen was up. So I expected the market breaks the resistance on Pound CAD. And I took these confirmations. Fibonacci bounce 61.8%. And also China trendline breakout. And also engulfing breakout here. And I took the trade. I entered the buy here. And so this was my MT5 trade. I took the buy here. And my stop loss below the previous low in 5-minute chart. So I took I usually take the stop loss below the support, below the resistance in 5. or 15-minute time frame. This time I took the 5-minute chart for entry edge. So my stop loss was only 17 pips on pound CAD. It was only 17 pips of stop loss I took, and I entered the buy. And it ended with a break even. And the reason was because, hold on, let me see. I ended with the break even. Also, yeah, as the market grows, so that was 15 minutes before the news in UK. I saw a bullish wave, and also in 5-minute chart still expected bullish because 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart were up. So, and if price retraces back to stop loss at the news, I said I will lose about 1%, which is acceptable. So I moved, originally I was placing a stop loss here, but I moved it to slightly above 1% at the 61.8% level of the Fibonacci on this I wave, so that once the market goes backwards, I will simply exit with a break even. And that was a big news in the UK. Before that, I make sure to manage the stop loss to take less risk per trade like this, so that I don't lose the full 2% in this trade. So, and then let's see what happens afterwards. Oh, so yeah, I remember now. So before the UK news, I came back to chart 5 minutes before the news, and I found that the market broke the resistance. So then I moved the stop loss. It was around here. I put the stop loss to break even slightly above the positions, so that even if the market reverses, I don't lose in this trade. So I did this 5 minutes before the news, and it ended with the break even. My trade exited with a break even. So that was my trade. So I started the month of February with a break even. And next trade I took was Euro AUD. Next day on the 1st February, I took the trade. So this one I ended with a profit, 23 pips and 39 pips. So I was in profit. So Euro AUD, I took the trade. I saw the trend in the 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, and I found confirmations to buy, Fibonacci bounce, and band walking, and reverse level bounce. So I got the 3 confirmations, and also there was a gold cross stochastics too. So I got the 4 confirmations and took the buy over here. My buy position was here, and my stop loss was below the 50% level. Was my stop loss in this case, because if I take the stop loss all the way low here, this was too wide. I think this was more than 40 pips, and usually I don't take the stop loss more than 40 pips because it's too wide. So I decided to take a stop loss below the 50% level in this trade and kept holding the buy. But when I took the buy, also I was seeing the daily chart was in the P wave, and the market is near the P wave resistance, and also a resistance in the daily time frame. You see there was a 1.6171 level. There was a resistance here and resistance in the P wave. So I was also expecting the market might be rejected and retrace backwards. But with that in mind, I took the buy, because if I have a good risk management in this trade, then I don't lose big. And if I trade before the breakout, and once the breakout really happens, then I can earn the pips very quickly. So it's time efficient for myself. So that's why I took the buy. I got the confirmations, and about to break the resistance in the daily and P wave, but I took the buy. And then afterwards, what happened was that the market went up. So this was my MT5. So let me enlarge the picture. Okay, pips. This is too large. Hold on. So I took that trade, and the market moved towards my direction. And as you can see here, it moved more than 30 pips running profit. So I moved it to break even. I moved the stop losses slightly above the position so that even the market went backwards, I don't lose in this way. So I set the break even and kept trading the profits along the way. So I'm sorry, this was so this was my, as you can see here, there was more than 30 pips running profit. So I moved it to break even. So that was my trade. And yeah, and afterwards, simply I leave the chart. Once I set the break even like this, then I leave chart for hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. I leave the chart. And I came back to the chart and found this move. I came back to the chart, found this move. That this is a 5-minute chart. In 5-minute chart, the market went backwards. Market went backwards on the reversed N waves in 5. And there was a dead cross stochastics, and market was looking bearish. But the forward chart was still moving up. H4 was still up. But also this was 30 minutes before the live stream starts. I checked the market because I'm holding the positions, and I take 2 trades, and I decided to exit one of the trades because in the live stream, when I do the live stream, I can't monitor the chart. So I decided to take one of the trades with profit, and that was my first profit. This one, 23 pips on Euro AUD was my first one. And afterwards, after live stream, I monitored the chart and the market went up. So I simply, kept the break even. And afterwards, before I go to bed, before shutting down the PC, I moved the stop loss to 40 pips above my position and left it through the weekend. So this was before I shut down the PC. I moved the original break even to 40 pips above the position so that I can fix 40 pips if the market goes backwards. So, and I just left it. I just left it like this. And then afterwards, the market went backwards like this, and it hit the stop loss, and I fixed 40 pips on my second trade. So that was Euro AUD. And yeah, so the rest were some small losses and break evens, and since the 4th of February, I didn't have any profits. So if you are still new to trades, or if you are not still winning the trades, if you see no profits for 3 weeks or so, you might start to feel worried. For 2 weeks, you might start to feel worried. You may, be psychologically panic maybe. But this is where you have to be patient, patiently wait for the next opportunity to come. Because once it comes, and once you capture a trending market, then you can make some profits along the way in the bigger scale. So I was waiting for the big trends. So I took 3 trades. I planted the seeds on these trending markets. I planted the seed on AUD USD on the 9th February, no success, break even. And pound CAD, I saw the trend in the 17th February, but no success. I got 10 pips losses on these 2 positions. And I came back to chart 22nd February. I took pound AUD again, but no success. Both trades ended with 23 pips in a loss. But this one, pound AUD, I took it in the live on the special live stream on the 22nd February. So you can review that trade on the special live stream to celebrate over 50K subscribers. But that was my trade. And on the 23rd February, I took again Euro AUD. And let me show it to you. So it was on 23rd February, Euro AUD. Okay, so let me see. So this is my trade. Yeah, this I posted after I took the trade. After I ran some profits, I took the screenshot, but this was Euro AUD, and I placed a sell here because I see the dead cross stochastics and support level breakout and engulfing breakout and trend line bounce. I saw the trend line. The market has been resisted by the trend line. So that was a nice confirmation. So I took the sell, kept holding, and I came back to the chart with a break even, and I happened to see the market is still growing. So I moved the stop losses above the previous high here. So I was running around 70 pips profit on these two trades, and I have fixed 27 pips of profit. I fixed it 27 pips of profit by dragging the stop loss above the previous high, the most previous high in the 5-minute chart. And then I exited on one of the trades. I exited both trades at the same time because higher time frame kijun, 4-hour chart H4 shows that Kumo Kijun Sen were flat. H4 went flat. And then I saw this in 5-minute chart. I saw the market went up in 5. This is M5. I came back to the chart and I opened the chart and happened to see this. And this is the potential market reverse. There was a double bottom, neckline break, and band walking against the major direction. H4 was down before, but now it's flat, so it's going upwards. And then I see gold cross stochastics too. So I see multiple confirmations for this reverse. So that's why I decided to exit on these two trades at the same time. And I manually exited with 55 pips on both trades. So this was what happened on Euro AUD. And I was seeing that the market was still active. Market has been active because due to what's happening between Russia and Ukraine, has been still active. So I monitored the chart, and next day, 21st February, I took the trade in pound USD. And these were the big winners for the month of February. So this is how I traded pound USD. I was outside, so I screenshot by mobile. Let me enlarge. So yeah, it was at night. I took the trade here. Oh, sorry. This was after running some profits. So yeah, here is my entry. This is in 5. I was taking the sell here because H4 was down and H1 was also down. So here I expected the market break support. So here is another entry before the support level breakout. So I entered the sell and kept holding the sell. And afterwards I set the break even and I left the chart and I came back to the chart like this way. So let me enlarge the screen. So yeah, let's see. So here I moved the stop losses, one stop loss here above the previous high in 1 hour. So this is 1 hour bounce. This is H1 1 hour resistance. And this one was M5, 5-minute chart bounce. So I moved, originally the stop losses were here. Let me see how many pips I took for the stop loss on this one. I took originally 30 pips for the stop loss. So 30 pips of stop loss I took originally. And I kept holding the sell along the way. And afterwards, after I see this breakout here, I moved the stop loss to break even. And then kept holding the sell. And so afterwards, the market went backwards very sharply. So one of the trades, one of the stop losses, I placed it 128.7 pips below the position. And the other one, I placed it, I think it was 119 pips. 119 pips of stop loss I placed. So I took, so if the market goes backwards up here, then I will take profit of 128 pips. And if the market further goes backwards, then I will take profit of, I think this was originally like 70 pips. I would take 70 pips profit, and these will be my profits. So I just left it like this. And afterwards, I exited one of the trades at the stop loss. The market went backwards and hit the stop loss. So I fixed 128 pips on one of the trades. As I mentioned here, 129 pips technically, I fixed the profit. And the other one, I take profit 121 pips. And this was done manually. I exit the trade manually on the second trade. And that was done after the market went backwards. So my stop loss was originally here, but I see bullish N wave and stochastic gold cross, and the higher time frame was downtrending still. But since I see a huge retracement in 5, I took profit here. So that was my exit on my second trade. So my second trade exit was 119 pips at 1.33710, and this was done manually. So the first one was done automatically by hitting a stop loss, and the second one I exit manually before the price hit the stop. So this was my profit screenshot. And yesterday, so that was my big trades for the month of February. And yesterday I took pound AUD. On the 25th February, I took 2 trades. Again, I saw the downtrend, and downtrend in higher time frame. And yeah, Fibonacci bounce, scanner trendline breakout, band walk, stochastic dead cross. So I saw multiple confirmations. I saw the multiple confirmations here, and I took these 2 sell entries. So here I place 2 sells kind of in, has some gap in between, and this is because I pressed the sell button twice, and I did it a bit slow. So that's why I placed one of the trades here and one of the trades here. But I took 2 trades and originally put the stop loss above the previous high in 5. So I took 30 pips of stop loss originally and expected the market grows bearish towards major direction. And then afterwards, let's see. Oh, I set the break even. This was also when I set the break even line. Let me get this like this. Yeah, so I set the break even because I started run more than 30 pips. So originally my stop losses were here, but I moved the stop losses to break even. And then I left the chart simply. Afterwards, usually after I set the break even, I leave the chart. So last night, me and my wife went outside and ate some nice restaurant. So had a nice dinner. So basically, I was away from the chart until I go to bed. And before I go to bed, I came back on the screen and found that the market went backwards and ended with the break even. So that was break even trade. And it actually is showed here. Hold on, where was it? So that was a break even trade. Hold on, let me get this spreadsheet. Yeah, so as it says here, it was break even. So, so once again, I took 8 trades. I took eight trades, and it was the performance in the month of February. So, as I stated here, my win rate was 43.75%. Break even is counted as a loss. In my spreadsheet, I count the break even trades as a loss, not the win, but the loss. So with that in mind, my win rate overall was 43.75 pips. And my profit factor was 7.30. My drawdown was 0.65, and my return was 16.3%. So it was relatively good month, the month of February. I thought that February would be rough. I thought it's going to be more rough. It will be more challenging, but ended in a good result. So we have one more day on Monday, but usually I take day off on Monday, so I don't usually actively trade. So most likely I won't trade on Monday, and I think this will be my performance in February. But so you have to draw the N wave. Whatever strategies you use, you have to draw N wave bullish in the performance graph. So you might have some break-evens, small drawdowns, but future big profits should cover these previous small losses, is the idea of mine. So that is the performance on this on the month of February, like this. So yeah, so that was my review in February. So January, I was also having some returns, and February also some returns. So looks like the year of 2022 is much better for me, I think. Yeah, last year was okay. I had over 10% in February, January, but this year also a good start. So in that sense, I think it's good. But you know, this is my trade. These are my performance, and you know, I can't lie because these are the things I took, and you see my screenshots on GTS Discord group. In the GTS, I share my trades almost real time, so you see the screenshot of all my trades real time on these dates. So these are something that I cannot lie. So that's why I recommend you to track your records like this. So all the numbers, all the information I write manually, and I get the PF and drawdown and win rate and so on this information. And the reason why I don't refer to the report on MT5 is that the way I calculate the profit factor and drawdowns are wrong, a bit different from the report. And also because I take, for example, I take the break-even as a loss, because I don't want to count break-even as a win because it wasn't technically a win. it was break even. But if I get the report in MT5, then break even is counted as a profit because technically it's a profit. Maybe 2 pips, 3 pips, technically it's a profit. So it's counted as a profit, and it won't really calculate the way I would like to. So that's why I have my spreadsheet by my own and track my records. But you don't have to have a spreadsheet like this. You can only take spreadsheet of like simple numbers. You can even calculate manually on the calculator and get the drawdown and profit factor and also win rate. I think just easy math, you can calculate all these. And also the reason why I also take all my trades on the spreadsheet is that so that I can remember my trades. And also after I took number of trades, I can look back my trades and I can analyze my trades, my performance in terms of weaknesses and in terms of the strengths of my strategy. So this is February and next month is gonna be March, but maybe I will do my review on the month of March, or maybe April. I will come back to February, and by running that Forex Tester, I have the data of February and I run the chart like this and see if I can trade better in real time. Well, not a real time technically, because in the past in February, but in April, I get the data from tester of February and run the charts of these pairs and analyze a way to improve my trades. Maybe I should have looked at the daily chart instead of the forward chart, maybe. Or maybe I should have taken some other confirmations to take than these confirmations I took real time. I can look back, I can go into time machine and go back 2 months backwards in February and I can trade. And so usually I don't look at this performance. Simply I go back to the February and get all these pairs on the tester and run the tester and trade by the tester. And then I compare my performance in the tester, performance in the real trades, and which one's better, which one's worse. This way, you are kind of competing yourself on the previous performance, so that you can learn something new by doing this. So this is something that I will be doing in April. So so that's how I improve and look back my own performance. So you can try. If you try, you will learn a lot. You will realize the importance of backtesting, importance of looking back your own trades. So I highly recommend to do if you have time. Yeah, let's see. Oh, Andre du Plessis, thank you for joining my Ichimoku community. Thank you so much. Stay gold. Thank you. So so let me come back to some comments now until the end of the live in about 5 to 10 minutes. King Arabian says, Mr. K, do you analyze with Elliott waves before? No, I don't. I don't use Elliott waves. Okay, let's see. Mahardika says, Forex K, I am interested in joining the GTS program, but let me finish reading all the books and watch your previous videos. Lots of videos. Sure, please take time and study from the books and also my previous videos. Yeah, but just to let you know, my Ichimoku community and GTS are two different services. Ichimoku community is more to share my knowledge about the Ichimoku in Kohyo from the original books. So I don't really talk about the risk management or psychology management. As per request, I answer, but usually I don't. The main focus for this community is to focus on the Ichimoku essence. But in the GTS, I teach my strategy, hands-on teaching, up to 5 members in the group, and it happens every 3 months. And next class starts in April. So these are 2 different services. And GTS, I share the spreadsheet also for the training purpose. Yeah, but yeah, please take time. No rush. Please take time, and once you have the good knowledge about Ichimoku, then you can always join the GTS. TikTok says, can you explain clearly about the take profit at the bottom of the M5 and 15 with a trend at H4 daily chart when the price near the support resistance or there is no support resistance near? Okay, so the idea is that let's see. The idea is, I think this is a good example. This is pound AUD in the forward chart. This is a real market. And in the forward chart, let me see. Let me bar replay. So, okay, so this one, if you see this, this is downtrending. So let's say you took the sell here. You took the sell and you set the break even already, and you go down to 5-minute chart. Let's see. You go down to 5, and since this is still downtrending, you keep holding the sell, and until the forward chart goes flat. Still downtrending, so it should go down. But okay, so this is the next day. Oops, sorry, hold on. I think we should come back to maybe somewhere here and switch up to the forward chart again. Okay, in the forward chart, still going down, and let me go down to 5. Simply move with the candlesticks. Okay, so here, if you switch back to the forward chart, it went flat. Yeah, you see Kumo is now flat. Kumo Senko Span B flat, and Kijun Sen is now flat. And this is when I look for an exit timing in the 5-minute chart. So I again go down to 5 and get these stochastics and Bollinger Bands and look for the exit timing. So exit timing 5 is done if I see a reversal confirmation. If I see the market start to go up in 5, then I exit manually on these 2 trades. So let me move and let me see if I can capture the exit timing. So the market is still going down in 5, so there is no reason to exit. In this case, I don't exit. But let me see. Okay, so now there's a gold cross stochastics. Okay, so now there is a, I think this is a good example. Gold cross stochastics happens, and then bands are squeezing. Bollinger Bands are squeezing. So if in this case, if I see the market breaks 5-minute resistance, then I will exit manually. I will take profit manually. So this is an example of how I exit. I exit with a profit in 5 after the forward chart goes flat, like this. But let's see, in this case, did it happen? Okay, in this example, looks like it didn't happen. So even if the forward chart is flat, I would keep holding the sell because I don't see the breakout of the high in 5. This is still going down. Ever since the forward chart became flat in 5, this is still bearish, so I don't exit yet. If I start to see the 5-minute chart goes up, trending, bullish, then I will exit for sure. That's an exit timing. Chris says, that's so true. It's hard to take in the losses. Rather than waiting for the next setup, I would just force the trade to happen. Yeah, so you have to be patient. Yeah, you gotta be patient until you see the next trend. So yeah, no revenge trades. No revenge. Okay, so let me check some other comments now. Oh, Jalaj, yes, this Discord is the GTS group. This is a GTS Discord. This is not the Ichimoku community Discord. All right, let's see. Yeah, but I hope you had a nice month of February. If you're losing, if you lost it due to the poll, I took a couple of minutes ago. I asked how was your February trade, and good 34%, bad 32%, very good 20%, very bad 12%. So for those who voted bad and very bad, make sure to look back your trades. This weekend is the assignment. Look back your losing trades and find a way to improve these losses. And you take it into consideration and apply it on the March trades. Because unless you practice, unless you try to improve the trades, there should be no success. Simply, you can't switch from indicators to indicators or strategies to strategies. You have to sit down and analyze your own performance and find a way to improve your trades. And for those who voted good and very good, that's good. Keep going in March and see how it goes. And if you lose in March, then stop the trades and look back your losses. Is my recommendation. I think the trading is a long journey. It's a long journey. It took me 3 years to build my strategy, and still I'm building my strategy. I'm fine-tuning, and I'm actually still looking for the way to improve. Because to be honest, right now my strategy is working, but there is no guarantee. Next month it may not work, or 2 months after it may not work. My strategy. So far it's been working. I'm just using it. But in case if it stops working in the future, then I have to fine-tune, refine, and also come up with these new ideas of my strategy. So nothing is 100% guaranteed in this trading. So we have to be humble. We have to be honest. To be able to look back yourself, look back your losses, look back your mistakes also. And I think this is the only way to improve our trades. There's no shortcuts, there's no holy grail. And this is based on my experience. So yeah, I guess that's it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for joining today's live stream. And so next week there will be a big news, and also watch out on the market spikes volatility due to what's happening between Russia and Ukraine. You might see some spikes in the market. So always keep in mind the risk management, and also not to lose is a key to success. As it says here, help you become a non-losing trader is a key to success. So if you took, for example, 20 trades, 30 trades, and if it's break-even in February, that's already great. That's already great, because most of the traders lose. So if that's the case, if you still break even, that's already good. You have one step ahead of these losing traders already. So yeah, I will see you on the next one. And until then, please stay healthy and stay gold. All right, have a great weekend. Bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.